To today's kickoff community conversation. This is the first in a series of 6 incredible conversations, and we are here to help you gain insights and new ideas for how you can use Flip in your learning community and beyond. My name is Ann Cosma, and I'm one of the educator innovation leads here on Team Flip at Microsoft. I'm a former first grade teacher, and then I spent time as a K-8 innovation coach. Now I work and describe my job as a teacher helping teachers on Team Flip. And I am super excited to get to welcome some other incredible educators and guests today to talk about ideas to help you head back to school with Flip. In just a moment, we will meet Tanya Gonzalez and Steve Auslander. So many ideas. I know they have great insights and stories and examples to share, and I know they are going to inspire you. And friends who are listening in, join the conversation. I love that conversations like this start today, but they do not have to end today. Please get connected to us on social. And if you're sharing your learnings or takeaways, be sure to tag us at Microsoft Flip to keep the conversation going. All right, let's get this started. I'm ready to meet our first guest. Tanya, Steve, hello. We'd love to meet you, hear a little bit about you. Tanya, why don't you go first?
Hi, guys. My name is Tanya Gonzalez. I'm a bilingual educator out of South Texas. My beautiful school, Victor Fields Elementary. Hi, you guys. I know they're all tuning in and supporting. I am so excited to be a part of this first back to school chat. And it's just such an honor to share what we do in our classroom through our adventures. And it's, again, such an honor. And I'm so excited to be here to share what we have to learn today.
Oh my gosh, Tanya, I'm so glad you're here. I know you bring so much fun, but also a ton of love. As Feli says, todo con amor, into your practice. You come from a family of educators, I know, and you are passionate about empowering all students, but especially bilingual students in South Texas. So, oh my gosh, thank you for joining us. I'm so glad you're here today.
Shout out to Feli. Te amo, Feli.
Awesome. Steve, hello, friend. Hello. Let us know a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. Hi, Ann. So I'm Steve Auslander. I'm an elementary technology teacher in Indianapolis, Indiana. I taught 5th grade for a long time. And I'm thrilled to be here and talk about how Flip is such a great tool to use to kind of kick off the school year, but also to have the kids show what they know and connect with others.
Oh my gosh, Steve, I love this. And show what you know and connect with others. Those are 2 things you are a rock star at. I know you love making learning come alive. And you're super passionate about global collaborations too, those innovative ways to use technology. I know you're a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert using those Microsoft tools, but you definitely enhance learning and level up the fun. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm so glad you're both here today. Are you ready to jump into some conversations right away?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Okay. So the whole idea of today's conversation, folks, as you're listening in, is ideas that you can use as you go back to school. And we know that back to school timeline is different around the world for everybody. But here in North America, it's a conversation that's ramping up. Summer is fading out here in the Northern Hemisphere, and folks are starting to think about this. So I want to talk about creating a welcoming environment. And let's kick it off with this first question, all about how you can use Flip at the start of the year to get to know individuals, your students, those beautifully unique, diverse individuals coming into your classroom community. So any insights, ideas here, Tanya, kick it off.
All right, so let's do this. So my school has a beautiful culture, familia, family. Our priority are our students, and every platform that we use at our school is all about student voice. Obviously, Flip Microsoft has made such a great impact, not only for my bilingual students, but for myself, sharing out all of our adventures and everything that we do in the classroom. One of the things that I love to do first is, how was your summer? So we set up a platform via Flip where the kids are sharing all of their adventures. Now, not everybody gets to travel the world and see. Some of us spend time with our grandparents, with our parents. So a lot of the times they introduce who they're staying with. They introduce where they're coming from. Some of them travel to Mexico. Some of them stayed out what we call our valley. And they share their stories. They share their passion, whatever they're doing in the summer, taking some time off from school. And to me, it comes down to having that communication, getting to know them. I immediately send out a Flip video, introducing myself and telling them where I'm from. And I automatically start getting those responses from my babies, and they start introducing their family members, their adventures. It's a very simple way to get things rolling, especially if you have no ideas in the beginning of the school year. Hey, get your family member in here, introduce them, let us know what you did this summer. Who are you? How do you pronounce your name? All those little details can be recorded with the amazing backgrounds and effects and sounds that Flip has to offer. And it kind of breaks the ice, because by the time my babies come see me at the end of August, we already introduced each other. We already know each other. Our school has a great communication online. So everything we share out on social media, I'm able to get a hold of my parents through different platforms such as Remind or Class Dojo. And we're able to send out a simple link or a QR code that we get through Flip Microsoft. And it's easy, it's effective, it works. And the sense of community and the passion that all of my students share with our classroom just becomes a part of us. And like I said, first day of school, we don't spend much time introducing each other because we already know each other. What do you guys think?
I love that. And you said familia. I love that, because you are building a family, an entire school community. Get those pets in there. If the family members come in, share across all social platforms. But it's the beautiful start of a conversation, Tanya. I love hearing what y'all are doing in McAllen, Texas, and the way that you're using Flip from even before day one of school.
And it has a lot to do with our administration. I'm going to start crying. We have a very passionate and supportive administrative team. Our amazing principal, Ms. Tredla, our assistant principal, Ms. Garza. It's just, those people inspire you. You inspire us. People like Steve sharing out in social media. And it's that sense of community, that sense of belonging that creates. And anybody can create that in the classroom. You just have to be brave and start sharing. And you just make amazing connections with people like you guys that start helping us in our classroom. So it's just it's an amazing culture. It's a good familia. It's a good vibe for our kids to know that there are so many options for them out there, and it's effective. It works.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love it. Tanya, thank you. Steve, let's hear your insights connecting as that community, that culture building piece, the community building piece. I'd love to hear your insights.
Absolutely. So I'm going to talk about two projects that I've done in the past. One, so I'm a big Kahoot fan. I'm a Kahoot ambassador. And what I've done in the past that I thought was really fun is our first Flip topic was like a get to know you. I called it was all about me type recording. And the kids would say, their favorite food, their favorite song, things like that. And then what we did is, for a whole week, one of the assignments for my fifth graders, this is when I taught fifth grade, was to go and study each their classmates, things that their classmates liked, and all their favorites. And there was a quiz. And on Friday we had a big Kahoot, and it was just so fun because the kids actually did study and listen to the different videos from their classmates throughout the week. And so it was just kind of a fun way for the kids to kind of get to know each other a little bit. They also were able to kind of get introduced to Flip in the process. So that was a really fun activity for my class. similar to what Tanya mentioned, when I went from 5th grade to technology, that's a special in my school. So it's art, music, PE, technology, and media. I had all of the specialist teachers record in a topic all about themselves. And then what I did was I created a Kahoot that was one that you could do over, several days, and you could do it virtually and you didn't have to do it at the same time. And I posted that out. And so the kids at my school could get to know the specialist teachers and play a game to see who would win flip stickers. So that was another kind of fun activity to introduce a specialist team. And if I was if I was an admin, maybe I would have all the new teachers at the school do something like that for the community to learn about the new teachers at the school.
I love that, because whether it's a new to the school or campus, a student learning, the staff, the community of educators that are there, but it's a brilliant way to immediately expand the scale of community, right? And to go from thinking about community in a classroom setting, that small group with an educator and the immediate student connection, or everybody across specialty classes, folks that get, impact across an entire campus. But also, I love hearing you talk about Kahoot, because we want to talk about like leveling up the fun and gaming and the way play-based or experiential learning impacts a school community too. These are brilliant examples from both of you about immediately fostering community. So I'm going to pop this ticker up. Folks who are listening in, get connected with these awesome educators on social. If you're not following them yet, give them a follow, because they are sharing brilliant ideas and examples and insights. So Steve, Tanya, I
heard a puppy. That is so cute. He must be so excited.
I love it.
My daughter's coming home from a play date, so they're excited about that.
Listen, we love when pets are involved in these conversations, because you can't contain the excitement. So maybe you got to show us one of those dogs at some point today.
Yes, I second that. I do have to ask Steve, I love how he's completely amplifying student voice. And all educators around the world do different things in their classroom. And it's nice to hear your perspective, because I adapt it to my classroom and I can make it work for my bilingual students. So thank you so much for sharing that idea. I love how you're app smashing the Kahoot. That is so cute. They're like engaged because it's their information. It's their identity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. And that's the brilliance of a better together mindset, is learning with and from each other. I love it. So let's think about that idea of classroom community or campus community or even global community. I'd love to hear any other insights about the way that you're using Flip to foster that sense of, it doesn't have to be here. It doesn't have to be like this. It can look bigger in different ways. So whether it's your school campus or a global community, what kind of insights about using Flip for that sense of community do you have?
Ooh. You want to go, Steve? You want me to go? Talk to me. What do you want to do?
So you mentioned making it bigger. One thing that, and Anne mentioned that I'm a big fan of global connections and global collaboration. If this is something that you're interested in, I highly encourage you, if you have a friend who teaches overseas or even just in another school in another community, to see if you can find a match, like a partner class somewhere else in the world, and actually have your students assigned, we call them grid pals because it used to be called flip grid, a pen pal, a grid pal, a video pal, whatever you want, a flip pal, whatever you want to call it. And, throughout the year have different topics that the two classes can collaborate on, and you really get to know the other class. So for example, we did this with a school in Romania. I did all my second graders matched up with kids in Romania. And in the spring, there's a project called the Awesome Squiggles Project. And that's just a global project where everyone around the world receives the same 4 squiggly lines, and you turn it into something. And then the kids from my school, the second graders made videos showing what they created out of those same 4 squiggly lines. And then the Romanian grid pals commented and then showed theirs. And so that was just a really fun thing to do. But, in February, Valentine's Day is a great time to connect with your grid pals. September is Dot Day. That's a great time to connect with your grid pals. You can always find either global projects that are timely, or I know in the library of activities, you can find other topics just to pull from. But that's something that you might want to think about. You mentioned larger scale, just something in the back of your mind to think about, finding a global class to connect with throughout the year.
So let's talk about that, Steve, for a second. You do this brilliantly. And I know in some of the chats, in the comments, folks are saying you are a global rock star, sharing ideas. I know, as Tanya mentioned, but whether it's that awesome squiggles, literally starting with a base template and letting the infinite possibility of creativity take over. And the idea of a grid pal, as you mentioned, the idea of it's collaboration right on the Flip platform, where educators can connect their classes, or multiple classroom can join in as collaborators. And so educators who are new to Flip listening in, when you set up a group, you can determine who you want to join the group. You can sandbox it to your school email domain. You could make it a global collaborative project, and you also have the ability to promote people as collaborators. And that's how educators can get connected on Flip to share that collaborative experience. Or if you're connected on social media, use your school email domain and set it up. But I love this brilliant example. And you talk about from your state in the United States all the way over to Romania, sharing and celebrating learning.
It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Tanya, what's a specific example? Or I mean, jump in and like share anything. I don't want to move on too quickly, but I'm so curious about like the specific examples from your classrooms and communities
Absolutely,
that listening can learn from. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that you guys mentioned, and I'll jump off on what Steve said, was community. And that's something very important for my classroom. I've always tried to intrigue my students with, you have to be culturally, aware of your surroundings and how everybody communicates. And one of the conversations that we always have amongst educators and my students is how social media is such a powerful tool. And Twitter has just been this amazing platform that we have used to share everything that we do. And one of the things that we did for our classroom, my classroom is 100% Wakelet student certified, and I'm a Wakelet ambassador myself. And I love app mashing all of the platforms out there. And one of the things that we participated on was a very oriented community project called the Wakelet Book Wishlist Giveaway. There are crazy teachers always participating in all the crazy giveaways, and we're always trying to win everything online. And I'm always trying to, hustle my students like, come on, we can get a prize, and we can get stickers, and we can get pencils. And one of the things that we participated via Wakelet this year was we created a topic via Microsoft Flip, where we were sharing our favorite books. So our students were logging in and they were sharing their favorite book. It didn't matter if it was this year, last year, or anything that they had read before. So they were going in there and they were giving us details. So then out of nowhere, I thought, well, what if I invite our principal and our teachers? And I started getting, sending out invitations to our teachers, and they were logging in and recording their favorite book. And then our amazing principal, Miss Treadlaw, she logged in and she sent them a message. And I was like, well, if it's working in the school community, I bet it would work via Twitter. So guess what? I started sending that link out to authors and different platforms such as Adobe individuals, Canva, and we had Edpuzzle. We had all these authors sending in their videos, guys, and they were so inspiring for my students. They empowered us to continue to explore their books. We had Feli, we had Anne, we had so many amazing individuals that I respect and look after. And my kids were logging in and listening to them, and they were so inspired by their points of view and the books that they grew up with that we started exploring different topics. So again, that sense of community, I cannot get tired of saying how important that culture in your classroom is when it comes to community. And our kids were getting those perspectives from inspiring edtech rock stars like Anne and everybody in here to listen to what their opinion was about their book. This was one of the most intriguing and fun activities for me to provide for my kids, because throughout the school year, we were still going back and listening to their topics and trying to reply. And we talked about being respectful and how you reply back to someone and how you need to communicate effectively and how we just need to be respectful overall. So this was a fun activity that I participated with the children, and they were able to explore. And they gave us that power to explore different topics, not only in books, but because Flip is just so easy to use, you're able to just reply and talk and just let it take live, that our kids had so much fun. And like I said, these rock stars actually took the time to talk to our kids and inspire them. So how incredible is that? I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. I was so fortunate to meet up with so many individuals and to have that connection via Flip. And I still have their stories because they're all saved. What do you guys think?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it was so much fun, Steve. It sure was.
I love how you're taking a project that you're doing just within your four walls and then going way beyond it. And it just shows your students how relevant it is, because everybody can connect to it.
And again, most of my kids have my same background. A lot of us grew up and we didn't read books. We didn't know what it was to get inspired by other individuals. Some of us grew up with our grandparents, and to have those individuals log in and give us their opinion, that was very inspiring, very inspiring.
That's amazing.
The thing that it makes this explosion of love and joy, because it's also a way that the students are tangibly seeing that other people are aware of what they're doing and the power and reach of their voice. And the community, the global community, is aware of their creativity, their insight, their brain power, the academic gains that they're making, the interpersonal connections. We talk about like academic skills, soft skills, those life skills. It's this beautiful way to tangibly see their voice in action.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I'm also an ACE innovator for Adobe, and my kids know every time I go out to host an institute with the amazing Claudia Zavala and the whole Adobe gang, or whenever we go, showcase, I'm showcasing my kids, like their work. They know that they're strong creators, and we're from a small town, but that doesn't stop us. We're very strong and passionate about what we're sharing. And every time I come back, I would bring them a little sticker. I would bring them a pencil, something, just very minimal, of course. But they knew that I was out there showcasing their ideas, and they would tell us, what did they say? We want to see the video. So the next day that I would arrive, I would show, the video or playback or show pictures. And they're like, that's me. Oh, I know her. I know him. And it's been such a fun, engaging year for them. I hope I keep growing with them. Yes, definitely.
So I have to share this example. This was from an incredible educator talking about my musical me and using Flip to get students to talk about their favorite musical quotes, etc., and understanding their musical journey through the power of Flip. So I love this. I saw this in the comments. Folks are sharing so many brilliant ideas about ways that they can use Flip. And I want to do like a rapid fire kind of like fast response. I'm so curious. Do you have a favorite Flip feature and what it is and why?
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, Steve, you got it.
All right. So I would say I have two just off the top. I mean, obviously all the stickers and all the fun pieces that allow for creativity and fun, because let's be honest, like school needs to be fun and creativity is super important. So I love, like, obviously that's the easy button. Like I love all the stickers that the kids can use to, enhance their videos. But what I would say I also really, really am so thankful for is just the ability to screen record. Because what I do at the start of every school year is for each grade level, I create one large, like an academic choice grid for all the kids in each grade level, that if they ever create something, a stop motion video, anything like that, they even if it's not assigned, they can submit it. And so when they make their stop motion projects, Flip allows them to actually record the video, add music and voiceovers. And so it's really, really helpful and makes submitting videos super easy. Yeah. So I'm going to say that's.
Love it. Love it, Steve. Thanks for those insights. Tanya, favorite feature?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love everything that Steve said because I love the sounds. I like the effects, the backgrounds, the stickers. They're so much fun. But I am super, super excited about the reading coach, the immersive reader with 116 languages. I am so ready to explore that because that's going to be a game changer for my bilingual students in my classroom. So again, I am just excited to get my hands on that and just get rolling with it.
Oh my gosh. So folks, if some of the features that were mentioned are new to you, have no fear. We have tons of resources to help you know the infinite possibilities of what you can create with Flip. And we have a ton of like getting started professional learning this summer too to help all of you. But we're coming close on time and I'm not ready for this conversation to end. So I'm thinking that this might be a great question for final thoughts or anything else you'd like people to know is what pro tips or best practices do you have for folks who are new to Flip or just getting started? And Tanya, let's start with you and Steve, we'll have you close that out.
Absolutely. So I would say you have to set a sense of direction. You have to set topics. You have to set your goals for your students and introduce it with a fun. I love the idea that was shared about the music introduction. Hey, pick your favorite song. Let me know who you are and things like that. I think that's something to make it easy, to make it fun. I love the way that Steve uses his global impact to influence the students and just share their adventures and who they are and their favorite things. So it doesn't have to be anything that has to have an obvious, a hard school objective. It could be fun and engaging for the kids. So this is an app that you want to make sure to have in your classroom because it has set such a high standard for my students to become their own podcasters, to become their news anchors. And it's just fun. And you make anything. I mean, I love using the QR codes after we read a book and we share out the information to my parents. I have this open door communication with my parents, and it's so easy to send out those links, those QR codes, pictures and videos of their kids working in the classroom. And it's a better perspective than then having to hear me explain. They can actually hear their students, watch them on a video, and get engaged with them. So I recommend that you start using Flip today. If you haven't, send me a DM. I'm ready to help out whenever you need it. And we can collaborate, engage each other's classrooms, and see what fun takes us. So again, I wish you guys the best for this school year and definitely get it going.
Oh my gosh. Awesome insights, Tanya. I love it. Steve, what kind of pro tips, strategies, what would you like to share?
So there's a lot. One thing that I would say from my experience is, and Tanya mentioned replying and what makes a respectful reply to a video, but make sure that you turn, for me, I turn that off until I've explicitly taught and modeled what a good reply looks like and sounds like. And for me, there's three things. There's start with a compliment, because that always, makes people feel good. Add a connection. What do we have in common? They say they like a Bon Jovi song. Hey, I like Bon Jovi too. And end with a question. If you end with a question, then it's a question that you hope that the person who made the video can respond back to, so that it's kind of like a tennis match, like a back and forth. So again, before you just let them loose with replying, you want to. I turn it off until I've really explicitly taught what a good reply looks like and sounds like, and then I turn it on. Because otherwise, you're going to get a whole lot of cool or good or maybe something even inappropriate. So that's number one. Number two, just when you're getting started, a lot of the kids are a little overwhelmed by it. I like to have the kids partner up. And so one person would record the video and their partner would be next to them, helping them troubleshoot if there's an issue. And then they switch. That way, there's less kids coming to me with questions and they can help each other out. And you don't have 25 kids all recording at the same time.
I love that. Steve, I'm going to double dare Steve to create an anchor chart of those 3 steps. I love them. I'll post them in my classroom really fast.
Oh my gosh. Friends, these conversations inspire me, encourage me. They spark ideas for innovation. And if you take a moment and just scroll through the chat, folks who are listening in across social like different channels, tons of insights, tons of great examples shared. And I want to just remind folks, get connected to Tanya and Steve on social, give them a follow, because learning is always better together. And I want to say thank you to both of you for spending time talking about ideas and examples and insights and tips to help folks go back to school with Flip. I cannot thank you enough, and just want to say we appreciate you, Tanya and Steve, and I'm so glad that we got to share this time together.
Love you guys. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you so much.
Gosh. All right, folks. So thank you again to our incredible friends. But I want to take a moment and share some of my own encouragement with you. If you are brand new to Flip, we are so glad that you joined us for today's community conversation to learn all about the ways you can bring Flip into your classroom. And we have incredible resources ready for you to use on our educator toolkit. So there's a really great shortcut right at the bottom of flip.com that says educator toolkit. When you click on it, you will find so many resources. But I want to point out that top section that says let's get started. And you'll notice there are brand new insights for using Flip with elementary learners. And this you can use all year long, from those introductions and name pronunciations to goal setting or book talk. Definitely check out the secondary examples as well, starting with goal setting. And maybe it's an academic goal or a personal goal that they want to work towards. They can use Flip to document growth and over time during the entire school year. And for anybody tuning in from high school or higher education, we have resources for you as well. So we definitely want you to be familiar with the brand new resources in that educator toolkit. Check it out. But one of my favorite things to say for folks is play to learn, push all the buttons, and explore possibilities, because we truly believe and mean it. The words of Journe Armont, if you can think it, you can flip it. And just a shout out to one awesome educator on Twitter. Recently, Brent Coley shared an idea of using Flip to create classroom tour videos. And I love this idea to help students feel welcome or ease anxiety they might have about joining a new classroom or a new school community. They get to see and hear from the educator or administrator and say, welcome to our community. We're so glad you're here. This is what it looks like. So friends, definitely check out all of this information. It is available for you right at flip.com. And remember, today's conversation was the start of 6 weeks of upcoming conversations and incredible learning sessions. You can find all of the upcoming events at aka.ms/flip-events, or click on the button that says events right at the top of flip.com. So thanks, friends, for joining us live. So many of you in the comments, we appreciate your insights and examples. And if you're catching this as a replay or in the future, friends, everybody remember, all of our events are available on demand for you to watch at your convenience. And of course, everything is linked right at that Flip Events button, or aka.ms/flip-events. We definitely want to encourage you to keep the learning going. You can get connected to this incredible community of educators. We love to say the Flip community is the loudest, raddest, most passionate community of educators on the planet. We also have a pretty epic Flip group where folks all around are sharing ideas. You can use the join code ThinkItFlipIt to get connected there. That's it for today's kickoff conversation, heading back to school with Flip. I'm so glad you joined us. My name is Ann Cosma, and on behalf of Flip, our amazing guests, Tanya and Steve, I want to say thank you so much for spending this time with us. We will see you next time, friends. Take care. Bye.